Welcome, everyone, to the We Talk Words Good podcast. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the We Talk Words Good podcast.
Yeah. Hello. Welcome to the We Talk Words Good podcast.
You're listening to the We Talk Words Good podcast on the We Talk Words Good podcast YouTube channel with me, Jaquil, and
Me, Amanaman.
we are the hosts of the We Talk Words Good podcast.
I'm Amanaman, or Eden from Eden's Figure Collection, and
And I am Jaquil, or David from KR Ultra Figures. We will be referring to ourselves as like Jaquil and Amanaman, or possibly Eden and David throughout
yeah.
the
Okay.
entire thing if we ever mess up. But
Alright.
today we are doing something that we just thought of the idea for, like 10 minutes ago or something.
Yeah.
We're gonna do pros and cons of toy lines. So we have, I believe, 4 different
Segments
things about
little
about the line that we're gonna be talking about and discussing. And I think at the end we should probably do like a rating.
Yeah.
Like we'll do a rating for each one, and then we'll do an average rating.
Let's begin.
Yes. So what's the first? Oh yes, we're gonna be doing Motu first.
Yeah, this episode we are talking about He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Should we do just the vintage line, or you know what? There'll be different times that we can like.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the line as a whole, the complete. Okay. Anyway.
Well, the vintage line is one line.
But but they also made
He-Man,
Master Universe classics and stuff and Origins. But I don't mean, but for like things where it's like, I mean, we'll get into it. Let's just drop it for now and just start the episode.
All right.
So what's the first one?
The first category we will be talking about in this episode is the variety.
Hey, you can start that off.
Okay, well, I think Motu has quite a good bit of variety. Lots of tons of figures, tons of accessories, of course, playsets, vehicles.
Yeah, I agree for sure. And even the figures themselves have a lot of variety. Like, there's the Rockmen, there's like just the regular ass Skeletor, He-Man. But then there's like Orko, where he's just like a crazy like wizard thing.
Yeah.
And Modulok, where he's modular, you can take him apart. There's like another modular guy.
I mean, and you could say Gwildor, but
Well, yeah, that's another thing that's in the so pretty good variety.
Yeah, and I mean the characters themselves, like everybody has their own unique things. Stinkor with the power to think, and also
they all have different powers. Like the Thunder Punch, He-Man has this little punchy thing. Fisto has
his little punchy thing.
his little punchy thing. Jitsu has his little choppy thing. Extendor has the power to extend himself.
Yeah, even the characters who don't have abilities, there's still some really cool looking characters like Buzzsaw, Stratos.
It makes it better that there's like play sets too.
Yeah.
And there's also like a pretty decent amount of play sets. Like there wasn't like a huge amount, but there's Snake Mountain, Eternia, Castle Grayskull, and they all just add to the sort of variety in the line.
Yeah. I mean, they did reuse molds a couple times, but I don't think that really takes much away from the variety.
Yeah, like Merman being Stinkor and Stinkor being Merman and Beastman being but it's not like anything major because they completely change it every single time. Merman or Stinkor is the worst example of it. It's kind of unfair because he literally just has Skeletor's, or no, he has uh, Mechanex armor, and he
Yeah,
just is, and he has and he just literally is Merman.
but he stinks. He's merman but stinky.
Stinky Merman. He doesn't even smell that bad. I like what he smells like.
Okay. On that note, let's move to the next category, which
Well, we
is
gotta rate it.
we're rating each category.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then we'll do an average rating for the entire thing. So
Yeah.
I think I would say for variety, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5.
Okay, I thought it was out of 10. I was about to say 9 out of 10
So
cuz
what are you gonna say? 4 out of 5?
I mean 4 out of 5 is more like an 8 out of 10, but I mean
No, same.
if I can do 4.5 out of 5, like
We're doing
it's
decimals. So can we just agree on a 5 then? If you're gonna do that.
I can agree on a 5.
Okay. So I guess I'll write this down so that we can do the average at the end. So the first rating is a 5. Just get on with the next one. I'm figuring out how to write this down.
It's a 5 for Motu. Or for this whole video is about Motu. Or this whole podcast.
What's the next one?
The next category is style. The style
Style.
figures.
We already kind of talked about style slightly.
Yeah.
In variety, but the style is amazing, and you know that because of the sheer amount of lines that knocked it off.
Oh yeah. I mean,
100.
yeah.
The galaxy hole started as Motu. Lines that aren't even in the galaxy hole started as Motu. They were
Yeah.
all Motu. Everything is Motu.
So many
Even
Rem
Black
lines.
Star takes things from Motu.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the style's incredible, and just each individual character, we already talked about this a little bit, is so
Yeah,
unique, awesome looking.
yeah. Yeah, every single one is its own thing. Just like looking at a couple of them right now, none of them like you're like, oh, that's kind of too similar to that. Like they're all insanely cool, and just the molds of each one just never gets boring, and the way that they paint it is just amazing. Yeah, for style, I'm gonna give it another 5 out of 5.
Yeah, and I forgot to talk about it in variety, but we also didn't even mention the entire She-Ra side of it too. Like it's not just
Right?
regular Motu figures. There's even more variety with like She-Ra and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I
definitely.
think we move on to the next category then.
Well, yeah, I'm giving it a 5.
Oh, that's
Do you
right.
think you're also gonna go with a 5?
For style, yeah, 5, easy 5.
Yeah. Okay.
So far, it's on track. 5 out of 5.
All
All
right.
right. Next up is price.
You can do that one. Bro, you gotta remember to because you started off the first one, I started off the next one. Now it's your turn. Now the next one's my turn.
Yeah. So I think the price, at least right now, is not that bad. I mean, there are some figures, of course, that are going to be way more expensive than the others, and like play sets and stuff. But just for like a regular like Triclops or something, a random Motu figure, the price isn't that bad. I think it's like 10-20 bucks.
Yeah, I
Like
agree. Very reasonable. Prices.
yeah,
There's obviously the coolest ones that end up just absolutely skyrocketing in price. Like
yeah.
you have your Scare Glow that's just randomly just pew,
I
like
was gonna say Scareglow, one of the coolest
up
ones.
there in price. That's kind of it's insane. Obviously, Wonder Bread He-Man, that's
But
its
that
own thing.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, for price, but I would say it does. Sometimes it can get kind of expensive. for good condition ones, because obviously ones that are like prices that for like sort of like, oh yeah, this was mine when I was a kid. I kind of beat it up a little bit of chipping on the face. There's some paint on it because I spilled some paint on it when I was a little kid. The leg bands are super loose and they can be broken a lot of the time. So I will say for ones that are like not perfectly like good condition, it can be a little more reasonable. But for ones that are actually good condition, a lot of the time they will be more expensive than like more expensive. And be kind of up there in price. Sometimes obviously you can find them on eBay or Etsy or whatever. People selling them
Yeah.
online for a good price, but yeah.
Yeah. So
So I think I'm gonna give it a 4.
I was gonna say 4 as well, actually.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
I mean, it's not perfect. There's some figures that I definitely wish were cheaper, but yeah, definitely a 4. And for our final category, we have availability.
Availability. That's my turn. So yeah, availability. These are everywhere. If there's a vintage toy shop, they have Motu. If there's a toy shop, they have Motu. If um if it's a freaking online store, they're gonna have Motu. It's just they're completely everywhere.
Yeah.
And for good reason.
Oh yeah. I think if we do go a little bit into more of the modern stuff, I think it's definitely very high, but it's not as like if you go to a modern store, it's not as likely to be there as if you go to a vintage store for the vintage ones.
Right. But it's still like I wouldn't count against it. If I was going to a store that sold toys that just sold to like not like a freaking like little kid toy store, but like a figure store, I wouldn't count against them having Motu.
Yeah, yeah. So definitely very high, probably a 5 out of 5,
I'd give
honestly.
it a 5 out of 5 for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So that's 5, 5, 5, 4, 5.
it's 19 out
Um.
of 20.
Yeah. So Motu, as you can tell, is an amazing line. So the average score, so just the regular, like just like the score for Motu is going to be
4 3/4.
Chicken Man. Almost a perfect score for Motu.
Yeah.
Okay, so the score is 4.75. I was doing the math wrong. I was getting 16.
Yep. I said 4 3/4 like a minute ago.
I didn't hear you. So the score for Motu is 4.75.
All right.
Almost perfect. Motu's an awesome line. I love Motu.
Yeah.
Eden loves, or Amanda Man loves Motu. That was a fun episode.
Yeah.
Is there anything really you want to say?
Um. I mean, not really. I think we've covered rated Motu pretty well.
I will say definitely check out our channels. For me, that would be character figures, and for Eden, that'd be Eden's figure collection. And just sort of an announcement. I am going to be sometime in the future making a gaming channel where I'll be streaming NES games and Atari games and stuff. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to call it. Definitely, it's something like PK Techno, which is there's a whole bunch of lore on that name. But basically, in the Earthbound or in the Mother series or Earthbound series, every character had his own designated, like every main character had his own designated ability or like power that he could use, except for the original character Ninten and Mother, which is the original game. He didn't. And an Earthbound fan, her name was like PK Paula or something. She created a name that would be Ninten's Power, which is PK Techno.
Huh.
Probably something like that. Maybe PK Nintendo or something. I don't know. But PK is like the Power. Anyway,
Nice.
yeah, I'll be making a gaming channel soon. So, uh, check that out when that comes out, and just check out our channels. Because if you like toys and you're listening to this podcast, you will like both of our channels for sure. Because we do only toy stuff.
Yeah. All right.
Other than that, I don't have anything else.
Thanks for what? Thanks for listening.
That's it. And we're going to be doing a free iPhone giveaway. So like and subscribe. Just kidding. We're not.
But do like and subscribe. He wasn't kidding about that part. All right.
Okay, end the recording, bro.